Hey, let's explore autistic history and the Autism Wars. This is part 63 of a series. Oh my goodness, that hearing. What was it? April 6, 2000 autism hearing with Dan Burton, Senator Dan Burton. This really sus. Oh, this guy is so sus. After reading his history, he didn't leave with the highest praise of the duties of being a senator down the road, but you can look into that rabbit hole later. I have to stay on focus here, or we'll never get through this. There are so many things in autistic history. I cannot possibly cover them all, and I couldn't possibly know them all right now. So I'm staying focused on these autism wars that are happening through legislation right now. And at the end of the 90s, we had Hollywood celebrities testifying in support of legislation going through that was proposed by parent-founded autism organizations, including Cure Autism Now. Now, this is where the fronts of the autism wars are going to be really important in the autism community, because they are not all on the same page. They are very actively not on the same page. We have Defeat Autism Now over here, Bernard Rimland, his incredible group of parent advocates that they learned how powerful they could be together when they were able to dismantle the refrigerator mother's myth that affected their families so badly. They were so harmful. So they've had about 20 years of growing that base, right? And it's over here. But Rimland has now left anything good that he's done for the autistic community, and he now goes into an area that after that is just so harmful to us all. He brings in this conversation about autism, this new autism, this acquired autism, about being caused by this change in the preventative medications, the shots that these kids get growing up, I don't know how to say it without saying that word. So I hope you understand what I'm saying here, but this is that line. This is the anti, guys, VAXSERS over here. And over here is like Cure Autism Now. We've got John Shaystack, we have Portia Iverson, we have Hollywood celebrities exploding. We have an $85 million movie produced by John Shaystack. Him and his wife are a Hollywood power couple, like intensely. He looks at Air Force One, this $85 million movie, as a promo for his and his wife's autism organization, Cure Autism Now. But Cure Autism Now and Defeat Autism Now, these are two different parts of the autism community, and they are at odds with each other. And they want their belief about autism to be the ones that are funded for research, the ones that are believed, the ones that are going to move forward. We're talking massive money here. $30 and $40 million grants every year. This is the big money, So Shaystack had the ability to achieve an incredible amount of marketing on behalf of his viewpoints, his belief system, his goals for autism research, autism agenda, all that. He was so loud. He and his wife were able to get in magazines like Newsweek and People and drum up this national conversation during these pushes for legislation on autism. This is all very purposeful. They want the support, and they're going to do it through every avenue they have available to them, while at the same time they are silencing autistics from this national conversation. You will not hear from us at this point in the big picture, but we absolutely exist, and these founders and these parents of these autism organizations are incredibly aware of the autistic community. They are incredibly aware of autistic adults, and they're incredibly aware of the civil rights movement we've had to establish because of them, and the horribleness that they have inflicted all these years in terms of access to care and all things like that. So I'm going to share with you some of the marketing that went out in this, and some of the tragedy narrative, some of the, if you will, movie blockbuster kind of scripting that went around autism to make it this national public crisis. So there's still a lot more happening in this timeline, but I want to take a look at some of the verbiage that was going out by Cure Autism Now to the public via People magazine. They were published in September 23 of 1996. So this is an article from 1996 titled The Enemy Within. The Enemy Within. That's the title. And it was published September 23rd, 1996. So I'm going to share this with you. I do have it available on internationalbadassactivist.org. You can look it up there, The Enemy Within, and it should come up. My apologies, the site is messy, but I have not had ability or funding to keep it up lately, but it's still searchable and functional, so you can find these in the archives. But let's get to this article. Here we go. No baby was desired more, says Jonathan Shaystack of his son Dove. His birth in 1992 was going to mark another happy chapter for Shaystack, producer of an upcoming Harrison Ford thriller, and Portia Iverson, an Emmy-winning art director turned scriptwriter. After a 7-year courtship, the couple had married in 1991. Hey, I did too the very first time with my children's father. And I had an autistic child in 1993. Amazing how different our lives were. Who would have even known back then? All right. After a 7-year courtship, they got married in 91, and Shaystack was already like a father to Iverson's daughter Emily, now 18. But their joy turned to despair when at 21 months, Dove was diagnosed as autistic, a neurological developmental disorder. Hey, they got some of the wording there, like, in the right vein, right? A developmental disorder and difference. Woo! All right. Autism has no known cure or cause, though it is thought to be genetically based, says Dr. Pauline Filipek, Filipek, a professor of pediatrics at the University of California at Irvine. The symptoms range from mental retardation, lack of awareness of people, mutism, and repetitive or self-injurious behavior to normal or above normal intelligence, poor or inappropriate communication skills, and fewer obsessive, compulsive, or ritualistic behaviors. And then it says here, only a tiny percentage of autistic people possess the inexplicable mathematical talents displayed by Dustin Hoffman's character in the 1988 film Rain Man, or are gifted musically or artistically, or demonstrate astonishing feats of memory. That is true. But let's remember, it was Bernard Rimland who had the influence of the film Rain Man, not John Shaystack. So Rimland may have had Rain Man, but I think Shaystack is going to sweep Hollywood after this. I'm going to share more of this in the next video. Thank you for exploring more autistic history with me and figuring out our past to figure out how we got here today, and maybe we can figure out better ways to move forward. I don't know. Maybe we can build some bridges. Let's see. Thank you for joining me.